drop in there. The condenser's kind of dropped down just a little bit, but I do hear you in there.
All right, yeah, I switched over the old trusty 2510. It was the closest radio within reach.
I got you dialed in, man. You're spot on frequency. That radio is solid on sideband. I mean, I literally got you tuned in. It sounds like you're on AM.
Hey, very nice, very nice. Yeah, and this one key's good too. And it doesn't push things quite as hard, you know, as that little Magnum radio, man. Those things are just little audio monsters.
Yeah, what radio are you talking about? 2510, Galaxy 2510.
No, it's President. It's a HR 2510. HR 2510.
Okay, yeah. I got a couple here though. I've got the old school President Lincoln, the original. It's in mint condition. I got a 2510 I run on my ground plane. Then I got a couple 2600s. Yeah, I love those radios, man. I collected a few of them. I bought up about 4 or 5 of them 6 or 7 years ago. Well, up to about 2 years ago, and then 2 years before that, back when they were still somewhat affordable and not so expensive. Now the price on them at the Joe Biden level.
Yeah, I've got one old school Lincoln, and I've got 3 of these 2510s, and I actually just sent one of these off last week to old JM 727 in Maryland. He and I did a little swapping for some tubes and a couple of 2879s I needed for one of my 1x4s. This is one that I'm keeping in my collection here.
Yeah, it sounds awesome on sideband. Yeah, I've got the old school original, one of the original Presidents too, that's got the red and yellow buttons on the faceplate.
Yeah, I've got one of those Lincolns also. I sure wish that the 2510s had variable power like the old school Lincolns do.
Yeah, that Lincoln, man, I got it for steal. It literally is a 9.5 out of 10 cosmetically. I mean, it almost looks brand new. And like I said, I've got a couple of 2600s and a couple of 2510s, and I'm sitting here looking at a brand new in the box. Yeah, the 2600 up on my desk. It's only been opened for display, and eventually I'm gonna send a couple of them off and get them reworked and aligned, and I'm gonna start running one of them as my main sideband rig eventually.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with these radios, that's for sure. I got so many radios, kind of like you. I flip-flop and this and that. Generally, what I run is the old Galaxy DX95T, just because I don't need a pre-driver, right? Because those 95s have got a pair of 2290 Toshibas in them, and those radios are so awesome. It'll literally dead key 1 watt and swing 200, all day long. And I sent it in and had it aligned, and man, that's the best talking sideband Galaxy radio I've ever seen.
Yeah, those 95 Tangos, those are from about 20 years ago, aren't they?
Yeah, I'd say roughly. Yeah, I've had this one, and you were saying that you've got a super clean 9.5 radio, and that's about how this 95 T that I have is. There's not a scratch, blemish, anything on it, and they've got that starlit back face, everything lights up at night, and it's a super cool radio at night.
Yeah, I've got kind of the big brother version of that. I bought about 3 years ago, the Galaxy 98 VHP, and I love it for AM. Man, it's an absolute but it ain't worth a turd on sideband. actually use it on sideband. But as far as AM goes, I really like it. I use it a lot. I use that 98 VHP a lot on my big box, my 2x10. I'll turn the 2-pill section off and just run the 250 watt radio into the 10-pill section for AM, and that sounds really good.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, and you know, that's the way my 95 was. It was, I mean, just absolute audio monsters on AM, but not worth a darn on sideband. But I sent this one to an old friend and had him work his magic on it, and it doesn't drift. Now I got to give it a good 5 or 10 minutes to warm up, and once it warms up, it stays on freak and it doesn't drift. But I've always had really good reports talking sideband with that radio.
The older guy, 15 or 20-minute older guy, he's going to play it back here in a little while. They definitely did what they were supposed to do. It's just sad, man. I mean, nowadays, it's getting to the point to where you're almost better off to spend $1,200 or $1,300 on a HF ham radio and have it modified, and you can do anything you want to. Just buy one radio and be done with it. Buy you an Echo mic if you like Echo. But, because I'm sitting here at my desk, man, like you said, I'm looking at $2,500 in radios that I've bought the last 10 years. Kind of sound like somebody on time. It still don't sound like my Yaesu FT950 I'm sitting here looking at.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm actually on the hunt for a good, clean ICOM 7300. I think I'm gonna give the old ICOM 7300 a shot. You know, I was talking to Bad Seed down around Malibu, California on AM a couple weeks ago, and the sound of that radio it just stuck with me, and I've just made up my mind that I'm gonna buy a 7300 and have all my eggs in one basket. Yep, QSL. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons, you know, and everybody I talk to says, oh, you won't like it on AM, you won't like it on AM. I said, well, I don't care. If I don't like it on AM, I'll have one hell of a good sideband talking radio. And you know, you can buy a new one for, you know, just under $900. So, you know, I'll sell a couple of radios that I have and, you know, an amplifier or whatever, and I'll just buy a new one. And, you know, 100-watt radio, I think I'll be happy with it.
Well, the reason they say you won't be happy with it on sideband or on AM is because anybody that knows how to set one up, once you know how to work that menu, and you can set your own sound up. It's really amazing how good they sound on AM as well.
Yeah, QSL. Well, hey, Dallas, the conditions are starting to fall out, and I've got another 10-minute gate on you going here. So while we still have a little bit of conditions, I'm going to say it was real good talking to you like always. I appreciate the QSO for sure. So I'm gonna, well, we still got some conditions. I'm gonna say 73s, and I'll let you run around the band while you still got a little bit of time left, and I'll get these gates posted up here in a couple minutes, and you can check them out. So UDX 347 Tennessee from UDX 534 Central Oregon, 73s, my friend. I'll be QRT and QSY on your final.
I appreciate it, man. It's good to hear you in there. Appreciate you taking time to follow me around the band. And we'll catch you on YouTube and catch you on the band again sometime. UDX 534, UDX 347 here in Tennessee. I'm QRT. We'll catch you later. Click, click.
All right. Yep, you're sounding good. You'll like these gates, especially the first one, man. It was your talk show. All right, Dallas. Operator Ryan here. Romeo Yankee Alpha November UDX 534 QRT.